Hey, if you're selling online courses or you're thinking of launching one soon, this video is going to show you a sales page formula that you can use to sell your course. And I've personally used this formula to make multiple seven figures in sales selling online courses. And that is selling specifically to cold traffic. So I am running paid ads on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, video ads. And when someone clicks my ad, they land directly on this sales page. And I'm actually using the algorithm of Facebook ads or YouTube ads to optimize for customers buying products on this sales page. So I'm not opting them into a list and then selling this to them later. I'm not selling to a warm audience that already knows me. This formula is for cold traffic. It's people that don't know you yet. They don't have any reason to like you or trust you yet. They've never heard of you. They have no prior relationship to your business. And you are running ads to sell them this course directly. That is how this formula was developed. If you have a warm audience, this will work for you too. It'll work a lot easier because warm audiences are much easier to sell to. But I have done this specifically on cold traffic, originally in the men's dating advice space, and now I'm doing it in the AI and digital marketing and copywriting space. And I'm actually going to show you an example in this video of an offer that I'm running right now, which is getting a 3x return on ad spend, which means for every $1,000 I spend on ads, I make 3,000 back. And at the current pace that we're doing with that offer, that will also pass seven figures this year if it keeps going. Hasn't made that yet. Can't claim that, but I have made this in the past in different businesses. I'm on my way to do it again. And I want to show you what's working and how this is put together. I'm also going to show you the 7 ingredients of a really strong online course offer. And you're going to need those ingredients all listed out before you write your copy. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Connor Boyland. I am a copywriter, digital marketer, AI expert, and I specialize in selling online courses and running paid advertising. I make these videos to share what's working for me and for my clients and to help you build this kind of business for yourself. And this video is going to be pretty long because I'm going to walk you through an entire sales page and I'm going to do for you what my mentors did for me that really helped me, which is to walk you through a winning sales letter and show you why it works and the formula that it's built on pretty much line for line. So this is going to be a long video. If you want to learn how to do this and you really want every single detail, then strap in and let's do this. Now I'm going to start by saying that despite what a lot of copywriters will tell you and what a lot of copywriters want business owners to believe, there's no magic to writing good copy. Copywriting is just a structured way of delivering an offer. The real question is it a good offer? Are you selling something that your target market actually wants? Or are you maybe off the mark a little bit? Are you off the dartboard on the wall somewhere, like not really hitting the bullseye of what people actually want? The better you get at that, the more and more copywriting becomes just the wrapping paper on the package of your offer. If you have a really good offer, you can sell that with very mediocre copywriting, a mediocre sales page. You could probably just make a basic video, freestyling it and telling people what the offer is, and it will sell if it's a good offer. If you have a bad offer that's not aligned with what people actually want or not communicated clearly, then you could hire the best copywriter in the world to write you the slickest and most cool looking sales page, and it still won't convert because it's just not a good offer. So please remember that. So that being said, let me tell you the ingredients that make a good offer. And I'll just list them out for you, and then we'll go through the sales page together, and I'll actually show you what they look like. So the ingredients of a strong online course offer are promise, proof, time frame, method, pain, desire, and story. Now, rather than just give you a long lecture about what those things could be or the theory of what they're supposed to be, I am just going to walk you through a sales page that I've written myself that is currently performing very well and just show you what it looks like so that you can understand, because I don't know about you, but I always learn better from real examples. I'm also going to give you the formula that the sales page is built on. So the formula, really quick, if you want to write this down, there's 10 steps, 10 components to this sales letter, and we go through them in order. The formula is heading, then we have proof, then we have method, then we have use cases, which is like who are all the different people that this helps. We have hero story, either your story or a customer story. We have a section where you just pitch your course and say what's in it and why it's so great. We have a guarantee, which is optional, but I'll show you what that looks like. We have a bonus, which is also optional. And we have an emotional close at the end. And then we end with an FAQ, frequently asked questions, where we handle a lot of common objections. So Let's dive into the sales page. I will walk you through it line by line. I will explain each one of these sections for you and why they were written that way, why they work, how you can adapt that for your own course offer and your own business. And if this is something that you really want to learn in depth, check out the mini course launch kit. It's really good. I built it myself. It's basically a way for me to take my years and years of copywriting expertise and give that to you in a matter of hours by way of using some very interesting AI prompts and AI tools. So in the past, it would take us weeks to write sales copy and sales letters, and now it takes hours because we can use ChatGPT and apply the formulas that I'm giving you here. And ChatGPT can write a lot of this stuff for us, at least 80% good enough. It's a huge time saver. It's like the difference between doing math on a blackboard by hand and using a calculator. You still have to know how to do math. And you still have to know how to make a good offer and do good marketing. But these AI tools can speed up the process tremendously. And it's really, really fun. So check that out if you're interested. And yeah, let's dive in and you can look over my shoulder and I will walk you through the sales page line by line. All right, so this is section 1, the heading. Really important to understand that we design everything that we do for mobile traffic. Okay, so this is how my sales page looks like on a mobile phone. I'll show you the difference. This is desktop, and when I'm designing this stuff in my funnel builder, which is called Drop Funnels, I'm using my desktop computer to do it, and it looks kind of like this. But I want to do it in responsive editing mode like this so that I can see what it looks like on a mobile phone, because 90% of our traffic is mobile, and yours will be too. If you're advertising on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, everyone is doing this on their mobile phone. And if you're not designing for mobile, you are really, really behind the times. Like, this changed almost 10 years ago now, and I'm shocked that there are still so-called marketing experts out there who teach stuff and they don't tell you that everything's mobile, and they might not even know. If you're learning from someone and they can't tell you about this, they're probably full of shit. I'm just telling you right now. And even if they're not, they probably just haven't ever run ads before and they don't know how this works. So mobile first on everything that you do, please. Don't fuck around with desktop. Yes, some people use it, but 90% of this is mobile, and you need to know how it looks and what your customer's mobile experience is like. So we design these pages and we write them, and then I go on my mobile phone and I look and I experience my own funnel for myself on my phone, because I need to know what my customers are experiencing. And if anything doesn't look right, or if it's broken, or it doesn't show up right on a phone, you need to know that stuff. Otherwise, you're probably going to waste a lot of money and not know why your shit's not working. So that's my rant over mobile first, always. Don't forget that. Now let's look at the copy. So to start, above the fold, we have a direct offer. Get this course for this price. And then we have a headline. The headline follows this formula. Get this promised result in this time frame using this method. So get X result in Y time frame using Z method. So for me, launch a 6 to 7 figure mini course is the promise. You're taking my program so you can learn how to get that result. That's the promise. Fast and cheap is the time frame. I know that's kind of vague. A lot of time frames are more specific. Like when I first launched this product, my time frame was 2 days. I said, launch a 7-figure mini course in 1 weekend using AI. And then I realized down the road that's maybe a little aggressive. I've done that and I have a process for doing that, but I'm a professional marketer. I don't think my customers who are brand new to this could realistically launch in 2 days. There's just too much for them to learn and figure out. So I changed it to 14 days, and I'm also split testing 30 days, and fast and cheap is just another split test. But I'm looking for a time frame to achieve that result that is exciting and desirable, because people certainly want what they want faster. If they can have it faster, they'll want it faster. Like, that's good. Time is money. Time is valuable. But we also want it to be believable. And for me, 2 days was a little unbelievable. I just scrapped that. And then method, using AI. You also have a more detailed explanation of that down here. So you can use ChatGPT, which is the method, really a series of ChatGPT prompts and processes that I've developed, which you'll get in this course, to achieve result. Clone my 7-figure mini course funnel for yourself. That's another promise. And then in just 20 minutes. That part you can do in 20 minutes. I've got that down to a custom series of GPT prompts. It's very quick. That is actually believable and exciting. So another specific promise, time frame, and method. This is a picture of the course, obviously. And a lot of you have asked me how to get this. I thought it was obvious. A lot of questions have been like, hey, how do you get these cool product images? It's really simple. Just go on Fiverr.com and look up digital product mockups and get someone to do this for you. It's like $10. Just describe for them what you want and they'll make this. Show them this and say, hey, make me something similar to this, but change it out for my product. And then they'll do it. It's really easy. And then CTA button, get instant access for $37. That's a classic call to action. It's much better than buy now. I might even say like get the mini course launch kit or launch your mini course. We sometimes split test the copy on these buttons, but really the most important thing to know here is that this is above the fold. This is everything that somebody sees on their phone when they hit my landing page without having to scroll down. And so it's like the instant gratification, like immediacy. And also know that when I run video ads to this, I'm selling the product in the ad. These are not ads where I am teasing something later and trying to get you to watch a long video. This is not a sales funnel where I don't reveal I'm selling a product until halfway through. I'm not trying to hide the fact that I'm selling a product. I'm trying to be very clear, and I'm trying to attract people who are interested in buying. And for a low ticket offer at $37, I found this to be more effective because it's also faster and easier to crank stuff like this out. To do a longer, more detailed video sales letter where you really teach something and educate and like tease and tell stories and a lot more advanced copywriting, not only is that harder and it takes longer, but for a $37 course, it's not actually necessary. You don't always have to do that. So for all of the marketers or copywriters who might be watching this, who have been creating these long VSLs, I've certainly done that. I built my first 7-figure business doing that, but it's not always necessary. Sometimes if you have a good offer should be able to sell on its own, at least in the very beginning when you're starting to scale. A good offer means that you should be able to tell people, hey, here's what I'm selling you. Here's how much it cost. Here's the promise. Here's the time frame. Here's the method. And down below, you'll see proof. If you think that's worth it, buy it. And a lot of people will if it's a good offer. And so I also want this call to action button right up front, because if somebody sees enough right here from my ad and then this, and they decide they want to buy, I don't want them to have to scroll all the way down to find the button. I want them to buy right now. And as we scroll down here, you will see that I have a lot of buttons on my page, because at any point, this sales page is designed for people to scroll. It's not designed to be read start to finish, word for word, although I will walk you through it in that way. It is designed so that somebody can scan it briefly on their mobile phone, get the gist of what I'm selling, see a few pieces of it, and then at any point, wherever they are on the sales page, whenever they decide they're ready to buy, I never want them to be too far away from a call to action button. I never want them to be too far away from the buy button that takes them to the checkout page. So you'll see how that goes as we scroll down. Anyways, this is above the fold. It's all the elements of your good offer, all packaged up front, nice and neat, without having to scroll down. And the right person who's really interested in buying will watch your ad, see this, and then click right away. They don't even need to see the rest of the page. But I think you would like to see the rest of this page, and a lot of customers do as well. So let's scroll down. This next section is proof. So if I am promising to help you launch a 6 to 7 figure mini course, you'd probably like to see proof that I've done that myself. And this is the proof. This is really important on cold traffic, guys. If you have a warm audience, you're selling to people who already know you, and maybe they already know that you're legit and you're an expert and they already trust you, then maybe you don't need this, although it won't hurt at all. But when you're selling to cold traffic to people who don't know you, they have no reason to believe your claims, then you need to back them up with some kind of proof. And there's two kinds of proof. There's proof that you, the expert who's teaching the course, have gotten this result for yourself. And then there's proof that you've gotten it for other people. Now, I only have proof from myself on this offer because it's a new offer and I haven't seen customer success yet. I've only been doing this for a month with this particular business. But when I sold dating advice, I used a lot of photos of girls responding positively to my text messages or to my messages on like dating apps. And then I got those same kind of screenshots from my customers because that was proof that, hey, the stuff that I'm teaching you works. It gets a positive response. It helps guys get results and to meet women and form relationships and have success in their life. And I wanted to show that. The kind of proof you want to show or testimonials you want to have, the best kind is where you've helped someone else to get the result that you're promising or where you've done it for yourself. It's not as good. It can help, but it's not as good if you have testimonials that just say, hey, I like this guy. His product was great. That's not a good testimonial. A good testimonial is not, I bought this product and I really liked it. A good testimonial is I bought this product or I worked with this person and now I have that result. I got the result that it's promising. That's what people are after. That's the proof that we want. So here's my proof, my daily sales before launching my first course and my daily sales after. You could see a huge transformation here from a few $100 a day to thousands of dollars a day. That's an exciting transformation. And then the first year of sales broken down by month. October was the biggest month at 200K. And this is hard to see. That's why I explained the biggest month was 200K. That $37 mini course did $1.3 million in its first year and changed my life forever. And by the way, guys, you may notice this text is really big. All of these things are formatted so you can see them on a mobile phone. It's not done that way on accident. This is so that you can scan it and read it really easily on mobile. And now that I mentioned that, this photo is probably not that great. It's just all I had from that time working with what I've got here. This could be much better and much more clear. So that's my proof. And now I'm actually working on getting proof from my current customers. I launched this a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, and we've got 400 or 500 customers now. And so some of them are starting to have results and starting to launch their own courses and have success. And so I'm talking to them and hopefully they will allow me to use their success stories on this sales page so that I can now show you not only have I done this for myself, but I've been able to help other people just like you to achieve the result that I'm promising. That is what I mean by proof of results. Always lead with results wherever possible. It's just makes you much more credible and trustworthy than just saying, hey, here's a claim, trust me. Now here in this section, I'm explaining a little bit of the method of my course. So the method here, the promise is make 6 to 7 figures, launch a 6 to 7 figure course, right? The method is selling mini courses and using AI to do it. But the first part of the method, how does a mini course make that much money? You know, as soon as I make this claim, $37 mini course did $1.3 million in its first year. That's a bold claim to make. And a lot of people will not believe it if they can't see how it's possible. And so I need to explain very quickly that this is possible so that you believe me and also so that you see yourself doing this because you understand how it works. And so this is me breaking down the business model and showing you how a low ticket info product called a mini course could actually make that much money. Well, it's because $37 per customer paid for the cost of running ads to sell the course, which allowed me to sell it to 50 to 100 people a day without losing money. And lots of customers also bought optional upgrades to the course, which were pure profit to me. And I have this wonderful little super awesome diagram here, which could be way better, but it's simple and it does the job. I am also realizing, guys, as I'm describing this to you, that this is not 100% compliant with ad networks, and I'm actually going to modify it and change it. I need to have a disclaimer somewhere in this section that clearly states that I make no guarantees that you'll make this amount of money. If you're running paid ads to sell something, you cannot make direct claims that somebody will make income or you'll get flagged and shut down. I can claim that I have made that much income, and I'm showing you screenshots to back up my claims to say, hey, yeah, I've made 7 figures doing this. Here's the proof. But I cannot guarantee that you will. Nobody can. And that is not a compliant way to advertise. So whenever you're claiming or, showing people how much money they could make or how much weight they could lose, you cannot guarantee that either. You can't say you'll lose 20 pounds in 5 days. You cannot say that. Whenever you're trying to make a specific claim of results, it needs to be clear that you're not promising they will get that result. You're simply saying it is possible to get that result. And here's how it's possible. And so I'm realizing I need to modify this a little bit to make that more clear, more compliant. And that's how I would say it. Disclaimer, I make no guarantees that you will make this amount of income or any income whatsoever. That depends on you and your work ethic and your ability to execute and a whole number of factors that I don't control. I'm simply showing you this math so that you understand what I have done in my business and you can understand what's possible. So let's do the math. Wherever possible, guys, do the math for people. It just makes your claims more believable and it helps them to see themselves actually doing it and having success, which goes a long way towards making the sale. $37 mini course equals break even on ad spend. Again, I can't guarantee that, but that's roughly what I see. Optional upgrades, order bump and upsells, $40 average profit per customer. Again, that's my numbers. I can't guarantee they'll be yours. Potential customers per day. This is good. That's compliant. 100. So at $40 potential profit per customer and 100 potential customers a day, a tiny little mini course can, not will, can bring in 4,000 a day, 28,000 a week, 120 a month, 1.46 million per year. That's just me extending the math to show you this is how this business model works. This is how we make a profit with low ticket front end offers like this. And then finally, I'm going to sell you the course again right here. Now that I've explained the method and shown you some proof, we're going to get another button here to say, hey, if you're ready to buy, here's another call to action. And what I'm doing here, you can use this to sell anything you want. It's really effective. I am comparing the cost of my course, which is $37 right here, to what it cost me to learn the method that you're going to learn in the course. So it cost me $70,000 in mastermind fees. And honestly, if you add all the courses that I bought in my experience to learn marketing, more like 100K, and another $3 million in ad spend to optimize my funnel and get this all working together smoothly. And for just $37, you can copy my homework and get my profitable course outline, my winning sales page, my highest converting order bump and upsell, and my custom ChatGPT prompts that let you clone my whole funnel for yourself in just 20 minutes. This is my bonus. We'll get to that in a second as we scroll down. And then another button to buy now. So I am comparing the relatively low cost of my product, $37, to the insanely high cost that it cost me to acquire this knowledge and experience and get this result for myself. That is just me framing this as a really valuable offer. Next section, we're going to get into some use cases. So this is me just breezing through all of the different people that this could work for. First off, mini courses are proven to work in any of these niches. And then I'm just going to list niches where people sell profitable courses. So anyone who's in these niches or related to those niches, this applies to you. I'm also going to explain a little bit more in detail how this method can make you money based on the particular business model that you might be in. So the low price point makes it a no-brainer for a majority of your target market to say yes, which makes it possible to scale, possible, not guaranteed, but possible to scale to 50 to 100 buyers a day. You're building a list of qualified buyers. So this is me addressing a pain point of a lot of business owners, that they have people on a list or in an audience that don't buy and that are just entitled freebie seekers. That's literally a complaint I got from one of my customers. They use this term, entitled freebie seekers. And so I put it in here because it's so emotional. But you're building a list of qualified buyers that are much easier to sell stuff to compared to entitled freebie seekers who want something for nothing. This speaks to people that have been giving away content for free and they're not making money and they're frustrated. Mini courses are fast, cheap, and easy to make. You can test a new one every week till you get a winner that scales. That's absolutely true. I've done this dozens of times. Once you have a process down, you can crank these out like a freaking assembly line. Mini courses let you leverage your time and make money while you sleep, which is the first huge step in becoming wealthy and creating real financial freedom. So this is kind of just, a lot of these bullets are me pitching you on the different benefits of the mini course. So here are all the things that having this result could do for you. And who doesn't want to be making money while they sleep? I mean, that's the dream of being a business owner. And I'll tell you from experience, one of the best feelings ever is waking up in the morning and looking at my phone and seeing a bunch of new sales that came in overnight because I built an asset that's working for me instead of me having to show up and exchange my time for money. It's a huge, paradigm shifting event when you realize that your time is no longer attached to your money, that you own something that you created that makes money for you. That is so exciting. And I want you to know this is, a mini course is an example of that. It's a digital asset that makes money for you and helps you leverage your time. Again, a button to buy. Here's some more use cases. So I'm going to give you 3 examples of different types of people, and I'm going to show them how buying my product and getting my method and my result will help solve a particular problem that they are specifically facing. So if you sell high ticket products or services, all my coaches and consultants out there, why not replace your free opt-in with a cheap mini course so you can build a list of buyers instead of freebie seekers who don't invest? People that are attracted to free are hard to sell. Go figure. Mini course buyers are far more qualified for high ticket because they've already shown they're willing to pull out their credit card and pay you. Now, this is a little buyer psychology, but once somebody has shown they're willing to spend money with you once, even for a low ticket offer like a $37 course, assuming that course was good and it wasn't a bunch of BS, but like you actually delivered or over delivered, and they were happy with what they got, it'll be much easier to sell that person again, because now they've had an experience where they've given you some money and they've received back more value than they thought they would get in return. And so now they trust you and they think, wow, if I got this much value for $37, and assuming they're qualified for something more high ticket and they actually want to, it'll be much easier to sell that person because they've had a positive buying experience with you. And now they trust you versus somebody that they've never met before. So this is a really good way that selling mini courses, which is what I'm selling, solves the problem of a high ticket business owner. Another problem they have, a lot of people, if you run live trainings on Zoom, the main problem there is that you have to show up and spend your time in order to get money. You're just working for money. Why not repurpose those recordings into a mini course that can make you passive, or I might change this to semi-passive income? You worked hard to create those valuable trainings. Now you can turn them into an asset that works hard for you. And I'll give you my AI tools and workflow to repurpose your content in minutes without hiring an editor or learning difficult software. So this is me saying, I know a specific problem you have. Here's how we solve that problem. And there's a specific part of my course that really will help you. Here's what it is. And then a third use case. This one is very, very emotionally close to my heart for me, because it's how I started in business and I was very frustrated making YouTube content that went nowhere for years. If you're posting free content and hoping to someday go viral, which is all the freaking rage right now because of TikTok and Instagram Reels and stuff, everyone's selling how to go viral. Well, social media algorithms are fickle, and hoping and praying to go viral is not a business strategy. Honestly, it's more like gambling with your future instead of controlling it. Launching a profitable mini course that you control is a strategy. Organic growth takes years to pay off. The mini course launch kit shows you how to attract the exact buyers and followers you want now. Get in the driver's seat, take control back from the algorithm, and start growing on your terms. So this is me speaking into the frustration of people who are creating organic content in order to grow their business because they don't know how to run ads, or they're scared to spend money on ads, or they've just been told by whoever they're listening to that the way to build a business around your expertise and to create authority is by creating organic content. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. I mean, I'm literally making organic content right now in this video. That's a great idea, but it takes a long time and you don't have as much control as you think. And anyone who's made organic content will tell you it is a frustratingly slow and sometimes thankless grind, because you spend a lot of time and effort to make a video and you put it out and nobody sees it. And you're wondering, was it me? Is it my fault? Is it the algorithm? Did I do something wrong, or is this just the way it goes? And you start to resent that you've given so much of your time and valuable expertise and received nothing in return. It is so thankless and miserable if you're counting on that to grow your business. Now, if you just want to make content to give value to people, that's great. That's what I'm doing right now. But I don't do this because I have to grow my business. I run ads to grow my business. I do this as a bonus to grow my brand and my authority and reach more people. And maybe in 2 years, you'll see that this is paid off for me and I've got a ton of followers and a brand. But I'm not counting on that now because I don't have that much control over the algorithm and what happens on social media. I do have control over ads and offers because it's just a numbers game, and I'm teaching you how to do that in this course. Now, this next section is called a hero story, and this is something that I am just naturally and uniquely good at, and I want to teach you how this works. What you're going to do in this section is tell a story, and that's either your own story or a story of one of your clients or customers that has achieved a transformation as a result of your teachings. So either your story or a third party that you have permission to talk about. And the story is going to happen in 4 parts. In part 1, you are struggling with the same pain points that your current prospective customers are struggling with now. In part 2, you discover some secret or method, or you discover a solution, which is the solution you teach in your mini course. In part 3, you use the solution to achieve a result and you start to experience success, and you future pace the success of your potential customers. And in part 4, you open a bunch of loops and you ask a bunch of questions that your customers are probably asking, and you shift into pitching your course. So let's walk through how that looks. This is my story. The formula here is how the method I'm teaching in my course, launching a mini course, here's how the method got me an exciting result in a relatively short amount of time. I guess I don't have a time frame here. I just say I went from 0 to 7 figures, but that actually happened in 8 months. I might add that. So here's how I used the method I'm teaching you to achieve the result that you want to achieve. That's the formula. And if you have pictures here, that really helps. So here I am a few years ago, 20K in debt, struggling to pay rent, constantly afraid that my debit card would get declined at the grocery store. These are specific and scary things that people worry about when they don't have a lot of money. Maybe this has happened to you. If not, it's very shameful and fearful and awful. But even if that's not happened to you, you know that that would be shameful and awful, and you probably have your own version of that you're afraid of. And I want you to be I want the person who's reading this to feel a little bit of cringe and a little bit of pain. I want them to be like, ugh, that sucks. Maybe I got something like that going on. I'm trying to relate to their pain. And this technique is called pacing pain. I'm trying to say, I was in this amount of pain. And the reason that I'm telling the story from my perspective, instead of what a lot of copywriters do is they say you. And a lot of copywriters are trained to say you. Hey, do you experience this? Are you struggling with this pain? Are you struggling to make money? And are you in debt? And are you having a problem with your finances? And when you do that as the writer, the copywriter, you're activating a person's critical filter and you're making them feel judged and attacked. And they're not going to receive the emotional impact you think that you're giving. Because whenever you say to somebody, you feel this way, their natural reaction is to go, no, I don't. You don't know me. Don't tell me how I feel. Don't try to assume my thoughts and feelings for me, And the whole purpose of telling the emotional story is that you want them to feel what you were feeling. You want them to get emotional. And so a really good way around that critical filter is to never in this moment say you. Don't say that. Say I. I went through this. I don't know what it was like for you. And that's honest, by the way. I don't know what it was like for you or for any of you. I don't know you. All I can speak to with any amount of authority is my own experience. And that's what I'm doing in this story. I'm saying I went through this. And I'm going to reveal some personal and slightly vulnerable details that I'm very emotional about. And in doing so, you won't feel attacked or judged because I'm not putting it on you. I'm putting it on me. And because I'm doing that, you don't have any defense for this and you will feel a lot more. That's what I want. I want to get a little bit into your feelings and have you feel what I was feeling at this time. And so please remember this. Tell stories from your own perspective. Put it on your own shoulders. Don't tell other people how they should feel. So this is what I went through. I was a dating coach with 400 YouTube followers and 300 email subscribers, crippling imposter syndrome. I wrote that because a lot of people say this, they say I have this. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I've experienced that too. Let me relate to you. I spent my days emailing my list and making YouTube videos. And I spent my nights getting blackout drunk with my internet marketing buddies. Again, I don't know that everybody has gone through this, but I'm sure you have your own version of that. We were trapped in the beginner basement, the lowest level of entrepreneurship. We told ourselves we were hustling and that we'd all make it big someday. Then we'd order another round of beers and promise we'd get started tomorrow. Again, I don't know if you personally have been through the exact situation that I did, but I know most people can relate to procrastinating your dream and saying you'll get started tomorrow and then not doing it and then feeling ashamed of yourself because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. I know everyone can relate to that. So I'm telling my specific version of that, but I know most people can relate to their own version as I describe these details. So it's really important. I'm going to spend a lot of time going through the story with you because I want you to know how much thought and detail goes into this. I didn't just crank out this story for no reason. It's a very, very intentionally written story because I want you, the person reading this, the qualified person who might buy my course, I want them to see themselves in my story. That's why we do this. So that's part one of the story. I was going through all this pain, and this is the turning point that turns into part two. One morning, I walked into my apartment to see my friend sprawled out on the living room couch and floor, fast asleep and reeking of alcohol at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. That is 100% true, by the way. I'm not making any of this up. And I was slapped in the face by cold, hard reality. We were all full of shit. I imagined another year of my life passing and still being stuck in that living room about building a business instead of actually doing it. And that terrified me. I vowed that in 1 year's time, I would be in a very different place in life. This is a really useful part to add to your story is that in the next part of the story, I discover something which is going to help me have success. But I didn't just stumble on it by accident. It didn't just fall into my lap. It happened because I made a decision that I was going to change. People like to root. Like I call this is called a hero story. I told you this is a hero story. People want to root for a hero who takes responsibility and says, you know what? I'm not going to just stay stuck in this pain. I'm not going to keep experiencing the same problem over and over again. I'm going to do something about it. People root for somebody who decides to do something about it. They don't root for victims. Nobody wants to be a victim. They want to be a hero. And so again, I want you to see yourself in this story. I want you to see the part of my story where I looked at myself in the mirror and said, I'm not going to be like this anymore. I'm going to be better. I'm going to take action. I'm going to do something. Like that's what heroes do. So what happened next? Well, a few months later, I attended a business mastermind event, Copy Accelerator in Austin, Texas. And I love that I have a photo of this. They took photos at this event and I was able to actually go back in the album and like find this. That is me sitting right there taking notes and listening to these guys on stage. That's Stefan Georgi. That's Justin Goff. Great copywriters. They're mentors and friends of mine. I've learned a ton from them. And at this part in the story, I just want you to know that I had an experience that taught me a lesson. And then I used that lesson to have success. And the lesson that I learned is the lesson that you will learn when you buy my course. It's not like I was in this mastermind for 2 years. I learned a lot of lessons, but I don't have time to tell you all the shit I learned. I need you to understand that I had success because of this one thing. And that one thing is what you will get in my course. It's very, very important that you get that in this story. So here's how that looks. I put myself in the room with 7, 8, and 9-figure business owners. I listened to the speakers on stage, and I told myself, fuck imposter syndrome. I belong here. I made friends with entrepreneurs who were light years ahead of me, and I bombarded them with questions. And I came home with one big takeaway that would change everything for me. And this is the takeaway that you need to understand in order to buy my course. You understand, viewer? This is why my program works. This is the one thing. This is the method. Every business needs a simple, no-brainer offer that is so appealing to your target audience at such a low price point, they would feel stupid for saying no. That is just a description of a low-ticket mass market offer, which is what I'm selling, mini courses on cold traffic to mass market. I took that advice and ran with it. My first offer was a $37 course that helps single guys get more dates. I called it a mini course because it was under 1 hour in length, and I broke it down into super short chapters so my customers could binge watch it. I'm trying to make it sound easy. It wasn't really that easy, but I'm trying to make you see this is simple. It may not be the easiest thing in the world, but it's not complicated. Anybody can make a course that's an hour broken down into short chapters. Like I want you to read that and think, oh, that's all? That's not so hard. Why am I making this such a big deal? I could do that. Like that's what I'm trying to get you to see. I also want to be honest with you. I'm not like a lot of copywriters write these stories, and then as soon as the person discovers the secret, like overnight, they have success, and it's just so easy. Oh my gosh. I don't think that's believable. It's not real life. It's not like I discovered this and then immediately made money the next day. It took me a while, and that's reasonable to believe. It took me months to launch that first mini course. I had to learn how to build funnels, write copy, create a course, and run ads, but it was worth it. Here's the first week of results. And so now we shift into part 3 where I tell you how I started to have results. Again, not just because I was in this mastermind or because I'm becoming an entrepreneur. I'm having these results because of this one thing that I learned, which I will teach you if you buy my program. Super important that we stay focused on that one thing. Now, part 3 of the story. This is having results. I was in pain. I learned something. Now I'm having success from what I learned. Here's the first week of results. This is not a great photo, by the way. It does not show up well on mobile because it's so small, but I had my first 10K day that week. Soon, I was getting 20 buyers a day, then 30, then 80. A few months later, my tiny little mini course was a monster, pulling in 100 buyers a day and 40 to 60K a week like clockwork. That's the primary result. Launched a course, started getting more buyers, making a lot of money, changed everything. It was really exciting. We don't want to stop there. We also want to talk about the impact that that result had on the rest of my business and the rest of my life. I really want to spend some time in the future describing how amazing it is to have this result. And this technique is called future pacing. Okay, this is a sales technique or a copywriting technique where we really want to put the reader in the state of mind of what will you experience in the future when you have these results. And just like with the pacing pain part, I don't want to start saying you will have these results. Imagine what it will be like when you have this. I want to say this is what it was like for me. But I still want you to see yourself in my story. I just don't want you to have any critical filter or reason to doubt it for yourself. So I want you to just watch my story and listen to it and then see yourself and see the specific details of what it could be like. And I want your imagination to be active as you do this. So a lot of it is in the details. Let me show you what that looks like. So I had these results. I'm getting 100 buyers a day, and that's just on the front end. That's just from the mini course on the front end. But on the back end, my email list ballooned to 94,000 subscribers, and look what I was able to do from that. I easily won a massive affiliate contest just by sending a few emails. I had a long waiting list of coaching clients who were hungry to work with me. These are relevant details to who I want to sell to. They want to have coaching clients. And the reason they were hungry to work with me is because they had gotten to know, like, and trust me, and they saw me as an authority who could help them solve their problems, all from spending 1 hour with me inside my mini course. Do you see what I'm doing here? It is really important that I tie all of the results I'm experiencing to this one thing that I did. There's actually a lot of reasons why I had some of these results. I mean, I learned a lot about business, but the main thing was the mini course. And so I want you to realize all of this success originated from this one thing, which I am about to teach you. Super important. This is a cool photo of me. I didn't just put it there because it's cool. I also want you to see the difference between the beginning of the story, where I'm in my living room in my shitty apartment that does not look glamorous in any way, to now, hey, I got some money now. I'm traveling. I'm running my business from my laptop. I'm in New York City in this beautiful hotel room that looks so cozy and nice. I want you to see the transformation and imagine, like, where would you go if you had some money and you were making, if you were making this kind of money selling courses online? What would your life look like? Then this next part of the story is where I want you to start to see the development of the course that I'm about to sell you. I didn't just have results. I also decided that I wanted to start sharing this and teaching it to other people. This came from somewhere. There's a reason why I took my success and decided to put it into a course that I'm now selling to you. And I want you to see that evolution. So that's when I started doubling down and launching more mini courses. The second one only took 2 weeks to launch because I was more experienced. And the third one only took 2 days. I launched it from the couch while watching NFL Red Zone one weekend because I started using AI to do most of the grunt work for me. See, now we're getting into where I'm selling you a course on how to use AI to launch courses. Where did that come from? Oh, it came from this. This is how your story went. Got it. Finally, I was able to get myself out of the weeds and work on my business instead of in it. And I started to invest big in myself and in my future. I joined a 35K a year mastermind group. I hired a 75K a year executive coach. I built a team and started mentoring other copywriters and marketers. I left the living room behind and got to travel the world with new ambitious friends on the same path as me. So this is now me expanding success from selling a course directly and making money from the course to benefiting the back end of my business, to benefiting my development as a person and an entrepreneur, and to benefiting my whole life, right? I'm expanding from the course to the back end, to the whole business, to me, to my life. Like, I'm just showing you how this impacted everything because I want you to see that, how it might impact everything for you. So more specific details about me to wrap up the story. I've never cared about Rolex watches or shiny sports cars. I include that because I know a lot of marketers that are marketing to you right now flash watches and sports cars in your face, and I'm not one of them. And so that's a relevant detail I wanted to include. But I'm so grateful I got to live in Bali for 6 months, explore Thailand, Malaysia, the Philippines, and I discovered a new passion for street dance. And I was able to dedicate serious time to learn and practice a hobby that I'm passionate about because I didn't have to work all day just to survive anymore. So you may want a Rolex watch or a sports car. You may not care about living in Bali. You may definitely not care about street dance. Those are my things. But you know what it's like to work all day just to survive. And I want you to, I have this in bold because I want you to see, what would you do if you didn't have to work all day to survive anymore? Like, that's the ultimate purpose that I'm in business for. I wanted to find that out. What would I do with my life if I didn't have to work all day to survive? How many of us have ever even stopped to consider that? So this is a really nice way to wrap up the story with something that everyone can relate to about their future. And then if you can, a really good way to finish your story is with a moment of victory, if you have one. And this is mine. So I returned to Copy Accelerator a year later, but not as an attendee. This time they invited me as a speaker, and here's a picture of me on stage speaking to a crowd and smiling and laughing and having a great time. And also at the same mastermind that I used to be at as a beginner. You know, they invited me to speak on stage. It was pretty cool. It was a nice moment for me. And this part of the story and this image gives me a lot of credibility and a lot of authority, because now you can see I didn't just have success for myself. I didn't just do this once. I did it a bunch of times. I developed this whole method. I got really good at it, and I got so good at it and had so much success that the people that I used to pay for advice paid me and had me come speak at their event and treated me as one of their peers and gave me credibility, right? This gives me a lot of social proof and credibility. Here I am on stage speaking to 200 entrepreneurs at the very same event where I first sat in the crowd as a naive beginner, revealing a few of my best kept secrets for selling mini courses and giving back to the community that supported me and helped me win. And now I was the one getting bombarded with questions. So this is part 4 of the emotional story and leading into selling our product. Your customers have a lot of questions, and you've just described your whole story of how you got to where you are. You've shown them proof. You've given them all the arguments for why they want to buy it. Now we open loops. We open their curiosity and say, you probably have a lot of questions like this. Guess what? I have a product that answers all of them. And then we just pitch the product. So questions. What makes a good mini course that people will buy? How do you decide on a price? What does your sales page look like? It looks like this. What are the best order bumps and upsells? What's the best course software to use? What about email lists? How can I use AI to do the heavy lifting? Well, it just so happens the mini course launch kit answers all of that and more. And then one more time, I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to remind you of what it cost me and what it will cost you. It took me 5 years, $70K in mastermind fees, $3 million in ad spend. And I made this to shortcut your learning curve and give you everything I know in just an hour for $37. Cost me, cost to you. That's a good deal. Now I'm going to pitch you the product. All right. So the rest of this is very simple. I'd say the emotional story is probably involves the most art, like the most creativity. Like you got to dig deep and find an emotional story from your life or from one of your customers' lives. But all the rest of this stuff's super formulaic, and I actually have AI prompts that'll do it for you. If you've been following along, I sell a product on how to do this. And so the AI stuff it just cranks this out as a formula. So let me walk you through the formula so you can do it. So we're pitching the product. Now we bring back the image. Here's how you can launch a 6 to 7 figure course fast and cheap using AI. Or if you wanted to formulate that, here's how you can get primary result in this time frame using this method. And then these bullet points are me pitching the features and benefits of the course. So a feature is what you get in the course. It's like the logical detail of what's in the course. The benefit is what does that do for you? How does that help you? So find one juicy result your target audience really wants to achieve. And this is how you make sure your course will sell before you create it. That's how it helps you. Follow my 5-minute course outline to help them achieve that result and make sure you over deliver. I'm just walking you through each module of my course and showing you what's in it and how it helps you. And I'm trying to be specific. These are probably not like the best bullets for those of you that are copywriters. You could probably write better bullets than this. I don't claim to be the world's best copywriter, but I'm very good at crafting offers and structuring copy in a way to communicate that offer. That's why this works. And this is just me describing very generally what you're going to get when you buy. So at this point, if somebody still hasn't bought the product and they're still on the page, the next thing they probably want to know is like, cool, well, when I buy this, like what specifically is in it? What can I expect? So that's what I'm showing them here. And I'm trying to show them not only is this what you will specifically get, but here's how it will specifically help you overcome some obstacle or get some result that you want. I've done this dozens of times. I've got it down to a science. You won't have to waste any time figuring it out. Just follow my process to launch a profitable mini course and start scaling. Oh, and now we have a bonus. Just to make it even easier for you to say yes, I'm throwing in this brand new ChatGPT bonus for free. So you don't always need a bonus. If your course is good enough to stand on its own, people will buy it. But sometimes having a really valuable bonus can just tip those final people over the edge, get them off the fence, and get them to buy. A lot of people sometimes buy just for the bonus because it's so good and it can really help you. So whenever I'm structuring a course offer, I will usually I've outlined my course and everything I want to deliver, and I will identify what part of this is the most exciting and the most valuable and the most like, if I were to just pitch this one part, people would want to buy it. And then I make that the bonus. And this is what that looks like. So Use ChatGPT to clone my mini course funnel in 20 minutes. Ooh, that's a big promise. Absolutely possible too. It's in the course. You can totally do this. But at this point, you should understand that you need a funnel. And I'm going to reiterate how this is important and how it helps you. So you need a good funnel if you have any chance of scaling to 50 to 100 sales per day. That means your sales page, order bump, and upsell have to be dialed in. In the past, you had to hire an expert copywriter to get this right, or become one yourself, which takes years. That's what I did. But recently, I taught ChatGPT how to clone my mini course funnel and create all those assets for you. And you'll get the exact prompts I'm using in this free bonus, so you can create all your sales copy in about 20 minutes. Everything I just went through with you in this video, this whole sales formula, the sales page, the product, the mini course launch kit, will give you ChatGPT prompts and a whole process and a workflow so that you can have this all, like your first draft, 80% done, good enough, in about 20 minutes. And then from there, you go through and you clean it up yourself to get it to 100%. I could stop there and just sell this to you, but I thought people might have objections. So I'm going to keep selling and countering objections here and say, no, this is not another generic prompt pack, which a lot of people are selling right now, that does 101 things in your business and none of them well. And I bought a few of those. Most of them are garbage. I'm sorry. Sorry if you sell that stuff. It's not that good. It doesn't get a real result. It's just information that people don't know how to use. It's fucking stupid. People are just riding the AI hype wave and trying to make money from people who don't know any better. and I hate that. So don't sell prompt packs unless they deliver a real result with proof. That's just fucking stupid. Anyways, it's not a training course on how to use ChatGPT. It's a set of hyper-specific prompts that I custom designed to sell mini courses using the exact copywriting frameworks that have scaled me to 7 figures and cost me over $70K to learn. Again, tying the cost to myself to, oh my God, you're going to get this for free. All right, this is valuable. And all you have to do is copy and paste my word for word prompts into ChatGPT, then answer a few simple questions about your business and watch the AI instantly spit out a customized list of unique mini courses that would be perfect for your business, the exact order bumps and upsells to use for maximum profit, the exact copy and price points to use on your sales page, order bump and upsell, word for freaking word. So when I say you can launch your mini course in one weekend, even if you have no marketing experience, I mean it. You can. I won't say that you will or you're guaranteed to launch in one weekend, but you can. I've done it. So given all the hype and FOMO around AI right now, I could easily charge $1,000 for this bonus. And someday soon I probably will, but I'm trying to make it really hard for you to say no to this offer right now. So this is a lot of extra copy. You don't always need this much to sell a bonus, but I'm doing it because I recognize I'm selling a course on how to sell mini courses. And so not only am I trying to sell it to you, but I'm trying to demonstrate to you that I'm good at this. I'm trying to demonstrate that I practice what I preach. And so I'm like really overselling it almost here, but like I'm trying to make it really hard for you to say no to this offer right now, because that's what a good offer is. It's something that's hard to say no to. And I want you to see like, oh, this guy is not just selling a course. Like he's literally doing what he's teaching me. Like he's good at this. Somehow that was important to me when I was writing this part. So when you order the mini course launch kit for $37, you're also getting my custom ChatGPT prompts that allow you to effortlessly crank out world-class marketing and sales copy for free. Click below to get this bonus before I wise up and start charging what it's actually worth. Another button right here, buy now. That is how you structure a bonus. It is something that people would potentially buy all on their own if you offered it to them, but you're throwing it on here for free to sweeten the deal and make it really, really hard for them to say no. All right, 2 more sections to go here. We're almost done. This is the emotional close. This is where we basically want to describe the consequences of not buying the course and getting the result. So our prospects are currently in pain. They don't have the result that they want. There's a gap between where they are and where they want to be. And we want to bring that back now and try to twist the knife and make the pain more apparent and more obvious, and then tie that to the solution we're offering them. We're offering them a way out of pain, and we want them to remember that. So this is a little more future pacing and also like future pacing the consequences of inaction. So imagine what a tiny little mini course could do for you this year. If your goal is to help build a business where you help people and get paid really well for it, launching just one profitable mini course can get you there fast. And then these red X's are things that you don't want. This is what you're experiencing now that sucks and that I'm trying to help you get out of. And I'm trying to bring that back now and remind you, hey, if you don't take action right now, like if you've made it all the way this far down the page and you haven't bought yet, and you're still thinking about it because you're still on the page, just remember, you have a lot of problems right now, and I'm offering you a solution. You sure you don't want to take it? Like, you really want to keep dealing with all these painful problems? And I'm going to describe for you what they are. So you can't afford to post free content for months without getting any reward for your effort. Like, raise your hand, anyone who's done that. Like I said before, free content is great, but not if you're counting on it to grow your business and make you sales right now. That takes forever. You can't afford to do cold outreach to strangers who have no idea who you are and no reason to take you seriously. That is frustrating. You can't afford to spend months launching an expensive webinar or high-ticket funnel that requires expert copywriting and massive authority. And you can't afford to stay in the same place all year and watch other people blow up and make an impact in your industry while you're still toiling in obscurity. The person blowing up and making an impact should be you. This is where I bring it back now. I said before, don't say you, but this is an appropriate place to say you. I've already told you my story. I've given you all of my credibility and proof. I'm going to finish by talking about you. Let's get you out of the beginner basement already. Let me help you launch a simple, profitable mini course for your online business so you can start making sales, building momentum, and scaling your income and your impact ASAP. Future you will be very glad that you did. Click the button below to get started, and I will see you inside the mini course launch kit. And then I sign it off as if it were a letter that I wrote to you. Again, button to buy. This is not a perfect close. I just wrote it kind of from the heart, off the cuff. I'm sure that other copywriters might be able to do it more formulaic or better, whatever. But what's important here at the end is that you put some emotion into it and that you really reiterate the pain of inaction compared to how great it could be if they just took action and bought your thing. A couple more things to add after the end of that emotional close and before the FAQ, which is down here. This is the final section. I have a couple PSs because we write these things as if they were letters. They're called sales letters. And a lot of people that are scrolling will stop and read something that says PS. It's just another attention grabber. I wrote these, again, off the cuff. They're not the best formulaic copy, but I was feeling emotional after I wrote the close. And so I wanted to add some humor and some levity and something from the heart. So this is just because I thought it was funny. There's no science to this part, you know. Yes, I used AI to help me write this sales page, but I promise you the robots and I meant every word of it. I did use AI to help me do this. It took 20 minutes. I'm literally selling you how to do it too. But I just thought that was funny. That's all. There's no other reason for me to put that. It's just self-amusement. And then finally, again, another emotional call to action that I found in my own experience, because people ask me this a lot. I told you I've spoken on stages. I've been at masterminds where I shared this stuff and people ask me questions afterwards. And this is the most common question that I get asked more than anything else. It's got nothing to do with marketing tactics or money. The most frequently asked question is actually, how do I know if I'm ready? How do I know when I'm ready to launch my own course or my own offer? So many people have asked me that since I started teaching this stuff. And the truth is, I can't tell you if you're ready. You're ready. You're the one who has to decide to be ready. And so I'm kind of leaving you with that because I found it personally motivating and it's emotional and resonant for me. So this is like the final emotional thing I could think to add to the sales letter that was meaningful to me and that is tied to my audience because people have literally asked me this many times. And so if there's more people out there like that, I want them to see this because it probably applies to them too. So how do I know if I'm ready? Well, that's a question I can't answer. No one can tell you if you're ready or not. You're ready the moment you decide to be ready, and you can make that decision right now. There is literally nothing holding you back except you. I believe that 100%. It is very true. And here at the end, I just wanted that one final, emotional, motivational call to action for the person who somehow made it this far and is still reading. Now, final section, frequently asked questions. So, the FAQ, handling objections. So, this is actually not a place to answer a bunch of boring logical questions about your product, although it's certainly framed that way. This is a place to handle objections. Anyone who's still thinking about buying, but they haven't yet, is probably got some sort of objection or some sort of question they have that's keeping them from buying. And if you know what those are, or you can guess what they are, you want to frame them as frequently asked questions and then counter the objection in this section. So, who are you again? Well, this is who I am. Here's my credibility. What's included? Oh, here's what's included. Just a reminder, what you get. How long does it take to start making sales? If you follow all the instructions in the course, exactly, It is possible to launch your course and start making sales in 2 to 7 days. If you're a total beginner, it might take you 1 to 2 weeks. Your results will vary and depend on many factors, including your work ethic and experience and ability to execute. This is just me. If a person directly asked me this question, this is how I would answer. This is how I would counter their objection. Is this compliant with ad network policies? I have an answer for that. Yes, it is. What if I have no audience and no one knows who I am? That's okay. This is how you build an audience. Will this make me look annoying or salesy to my followers? That's an objection a lot of people have, and I'm trying to tell them, no, it won't if you do it the way I recommend. You're not annoying anyone. You're offering to help solve a painful problem and help them reach a desirable result, blah, blah, blah. Do I need to have marketing or copywriting experience? Normally you do, but not when you buy this product. It's designed to help you even if you're a beginner. How much do I have to spend on ads? Well, you can start running ads for as little as $5 a day. And to be honest with you, I might change that to $20, $25 a day if you want to see results reasonably soon. $5 a day is not a lot. But hey, $25 a day is still not that bad. That's the way I start my campaigns. Where will I receive this? This is when you sell products online, you'd be shocked that people don't understand that it's digital. Somebody, especially if they're older, will somehow expect that they bought something that's going to be mailed to them. And they think that it's coming to their house. Like, you have to remind them, it's a digital course. You can access it right away. As soon as you pay, you'll get a link and you can log in. It's on the computer. People will complain and be confused. This one I added because somebody wrote it underneath one of my ads, and I found it to be a really annoying question. It's so lame when people ask this, but it's like, if you're making so much money from this, why are you selling a course on how to do it? It's like, because I want to help people. Why is that so hard to believe? I like helping other people win. It's a really good way to do business, and I hope you get to experience that. A lot of people, especially if they've been poor for a long time and they have like negative beliefs about money, they can't possibly comprehend that somebody who has money would ever want to help them. They think all rich people are evil bastards who've cheated to get ahead, and there's no possible way that this actually works. This must be a scam, right? Like, you really want to help me? No way. Like, some people just don't get that. So I added that there. I might not need it, but it was important for me to add. How much time and money will this cost me? Well, again, it's $37. It'll take you an hour to watch it, a few days to a few weeks to complete it, depending on your work ethic and your experience. You got to remind people of this stuff when they buy online courses, because you're not there to help them personally. You made the course, but then they're going to watch that course on their own time, and they're going to have to execute all of it on their own. You're not there to push them or hold them accountable or anything like that. And a lot of people aren't very accountable to themselves. And they may buy the course and then not take action on it and then get mad at you because they didn't take action. And so I sometimes need to remind people, look, this depends on your work ethic and your experience and your ability to execute and show up. Don't get mad at me if you don't launch in a month. How hard did you really work at it? You know, I remind people of that a lot because, you know, if I was consulting for you, I would just tell you that up front and I would work with you and help you. But this is an automated course. It's a digital asset. I created it, and now you have to take it and use your own time. And sometimes people forget that, and they'll get mad at you because they didn't execute. They get mad at me for the results they don't have from the work they didn't do. It's crazy. Is there a guarantee? Yes. It's backed by a 30-day guarantee. You'll also see that on the checkout page above the ordering spot, 30-day guarantee. If you don't like it, email support and we'll give you a refund in 30 days. So anyways, that is how you do an FAQ. You counter the most common objections. That's it. That's the formula, start to finish. This video has been very long. Thank you for sticking around to the end. If you're still here, that shows me that you're very committed. You want to learn copywriting. You want to learn how this actually works. I hope you found this video valuable. If you do, please comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your questions. Share this with people if you'd like. And yeah, please feel free to return to this as often as you need. This is a complete full guide on how to write winning sales copy for online courses. If you want the prompts that can help you do it faster and at a higher level, check out the product, Mini Course Launch Kit. Pretty sure I just walked you through the entire sales page that sells it. You know where to find it if you're interested. I know a lot of you are customers already, so thank you for being a customer and for believing in me to help guide you. And yeah, all that's left to do now is go write some copy for your course. Outline your course, make sure it's a solid offer. Good copy can't save a bad offer, remember that. But once it's a good offer, this is how you communicate that it is a good offer to cold traffic. And again, I'm making a lot of money from this right now. It is working. It has worked in various different niches besides just selling marketing to marketers. I built this to sell dating advice to average guys. So please go and execute this and use it. get a sales page live, sell your course. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be designed to help people achieve one of their core desires. And this is the way that you format and structure and communicate why your course is valuable and why people should buy it. So thank you very much for watching. This has been a very long video. And in case you can't notice, I will talk about this stuff forever because I just love it. It's my life. But I hope that you use this. I hope that you use this to go make some money and to change some lives, to build your business and to sell a course. And again, leave your comments below. I don't have time to read them all, but my assistant definitely does. And we use that to create future content for you. So whatever you'd like to see next or whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments below. And thank you. I will see you in the next video.